I mean, Platinum's the definitive way to play.
It's like
Anyway,
it's like playing Omega, like Ruby Sapphire. It's like you go to Emerald, right? It's like
yeah,
that
you go
thing.
to Emerald. Exactly. I hate that they broke the trend of like a third game that like improve on the other ones. You know, it's kind of annoying that they kind of stopped doing that. I mean, ever since Black and White, they released Black and White 2 as the quote unquote third game, but it's two whole other games. And then Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, they did that thing again. So it's like they could have a third just single game could have been nice, just like how they've been doing in the past. But because I mean, they started that trend with Pokemon Crystal, as you know, with Suicune, and then they followed that trend with Emerald and Platinum, and then they just kind of changed it up from there.
I guess they didn't want to make a third game because I think sometimes just put the third content into the games they already have. I guess they didn't realize like there's no point for a third game.
Well, I mean, if that's the case, then like why would they release two whole other games as the quote third game, Black and White 2, as the example, and Ultra Sun? You know?
Yeah, I don't get it either.
It's that's business, money, all that stuff. That's executive decisions. That's not anything that we can decipher. But anyways, back to Gen 4. So Pokemon Platinum. Yeah, Platinum's the definitive way. Having played Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, Diamond and Pearl just being clones of each other with the box legendaries in place of the other. Platinum improved on Diamond and Pearl just by making the flow of battle a lot better. Because oh my god, I don't know if you've seen it. I think we had this combo, but the video of like Heracross using close combat on level 100 Blissey, and it takes like a whole minute. You sit there for a whole minute watching that health bar go down so slowly. That's one problem with Diamond and Pearl. They fixed that in Heart Gold and Soul Silver as with the whole like DS thing, and then the same thing with Platinum. They fixed it, but man, was that rough to sit through. The slow health bars.
Yeah, even on the diamond, like even the diamond chapters, like I think I made a video, like this morning, like legit 3 a.m. I made a video talking about the Pokemon Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl Legends.
Oh, and the release dates and stuff. Yeah, I saw that. I give it a watch.
And I was talking about it, and then going to the manga part, it was like, if you think about like this series, I think if you technically think about this region, could be theoretically speaking the peak of the region, because I think I told this before. You have like gods, space time, then you have like the ruler of the whole Pokemon of all the Pokemon being Arceus. I feel like at one point I just think to myself like I think the creators, there's a good chance the creator wanted to end at DP, but you know, because of sales and all that stuff and all the money keep growing, I think they just wanted to keep the franchise keep going because you know it's good on the sales and then games and all that.
Oh, it's funny that you mentioned that because there's this super old video, like over a decade old, and if I'll send it to you later after this, but it's it was like an animated parody, and it was like the trainers from Gen 4 listing off all the Pokemon, and then like the ending was like, what do we go for next? And then the girl's like, we go for God, and the dude's like, oh wait, we already did that one. Oh. And then the final scene is like all the Nintendo like board for like Gen 5 ideas, and it was like, fuck, because they're running out of ideas.
See what I mean? That's what I mean. Like Gen 4 was technically the peak of it. You went for gods. You literally took battle to space. Like the first movie 10, Rise of Darkrai, you literally took battle to space, and then
True.
Giratina comes in for the distortion world, and then you have Arceus coming in. I think the creators wanted to make that series the peak,
Hmm.
But I get, like I said, sales coming in. They want to keep the franchise going.
True, but we talked about this in an earlier video where Gen 4 was like the quote unquote end, but Gen 5 was like a rebirth of the series,
Yeah, I
the
feel like a
franchise.
reboot to the whole thing, especially with
Right.
Ash slots at level 5 Snivy.
Dude, that was so stupid. We already talked about that,
Uh
and
huh.
anyways, uh, yeah, Gen 4 definitely a peak in terms, and like it's like just think about power scaling, like the gods of time, space,
Hmm.
dark matter, the god of all, like that's as like high as you can freaking get, and that means that like Sinnoh is probably the oldest region historically.
Hmm.
If you think about it, if that's what with the spear pillar and everything, I feel like that makes Sinnoh the oldest region. If we were to put on a Pokemon timeline, um, but then again, there's also the whole Pokemon War 3,000 years ago with like the super like death weapon that AZ made, but that's a topic for a different day. Um, so what were your favorite features about Gen 4? Like compared to like previous gens, what did Gen 4 have? Whether they only kept it in Gen 4 or it became like a standard. Like what did you like about it? What features stuck out to you?
I think like the features that I pretty personally liked was when they introduced the whole new legendaries being a new space time, which I really love. And even that, going into further into Gen, they teased Garatina, which is I think a Pokemon that we haven't seen before because he had two forms. He had his like the one with the legs, and then the one where he looked like a
Oh
lizard.
yeah, yeah, altered form and
And
or
then,
or
and and then once we get into further into the game and even to the manga, they tease another one like Arceus, the god of all Pokemon.
hmm.
That's what I really liked it. Even
What about sorry to cut you off, but I mean like what about like functionality? Like I'm talking about game features rather than like game lore, Like I'm talking like did you like the honey trees?
you would just slap honey on a tree to get the bees to
Yeah,
come. I
I
love
hate them.
that. I love it.
I
It's
it
not
took
something you
forever,
do, but it was
dude.
a fun feature to add.
Dude, no, like I saw a video where it was the dude was shiny hunting, and you know how shiny
Mm-hmm.
hunting is. It takes
Takes a
forever.
really long
But
time.
he was shiny hunting something. Oh my, he was shiny hunting a female Combi
Mm-hmm.
because he wanted a shiny Vespiquen. Dude, that's so much patience. And what sucks is that with the honey trees, you have to wait real time, which sucks. You can't just change the clock on the DS and call it a day.
I like the what is it? What's the Poke Watch? When you take your steps to count your
Oh,
steps and everything.
the Poke.
I always
Yeah,
hate it when I accidentally click the middle button. It refreshes my steps, and
it refreshes all my
I'll be
steps.
at like around
Dude,
like 999, close to the full digits, and I restart it. Like hell no.
dude, I really liked it because like whenever you were like trying to hunt for the roaming Pokemon, you don't have to pull up the Pokedex to find out where they are. You can just watch it on the bottom screen. That was such a quality of life thing.
Hmm.
Another thing I liked about the watch was like you could see how much friendship you have. So like Pokemon that require friendship to evolve, like that's good to you know have. Um. Oh. People are all about like, oh, Gen 4 remake for Heart Gold Soul Silver. They were the one that first introduced Pokemon following you. Well, technically no. Diamond and Pearl introduced that with the park, Amy Park,
Hmm.
in the Heart Home City.
Uh,
Yeah, that's when we got like a like first taste of like, oh shoot, they can follow us. And updated graphics, mind you, because Pokemon Yellow doesn't count because like it's only Pikachu that follows you.
mhm.
uh, Pikachu was like Pokemon Yellow was like for the anime. reference them, and
Yeah, Pokemon Yellow was like hella old. I think Pikachu was the only Pokemon that can stay behind you, even if you don't have him in the
yeah,
first
only
party.
Pikachu. Only Pikachu. But yeah, um,
So
yeah,
even going into like the manga talk, I really liked them. The whole manga talk was really cool because they introduced gods and everything. I think, like I said, there's no bad manga in the Pokemon Adventure series. Like they're all good in its own way. They're better than the manga, than the anime adaptation, of course, because it's a little bit rated PG, a little bit higher, more gory stuff. But in my opinion, like I said before, I think DP it could be a way like if you tell me DP ended, that's where like the Pokemon franchise done, like you'll stop right here. I would be satisfied with it because after DP, Black and White series, and then everybody else coming down, there were fine games, even fine manga reads, but I just didn't feel like they weren't that special, compared to DP, Hoenn, everything before that. I mean, what do you think about it?
uh, it's a tough call because I absolutely adore Black and White and Black and White too.
Hmm.
Even the story itself. Um, and like people rag on Gen 6 and Gen 7, and I've ragged on them, but like I actually enjoyed those games. You look past the like the story of it,
Easy,
X and
right?
Y, easy, but the X and Y story, I want it to be more complete. Um, I want the the Black and White story to be complete as well. Um, and I wanted Sun and Moon. I think ended off like even though it was a kind of a mess in a way, it was still fun to play through the first time, and like I think everything came full circle. I think with Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, Sun and Moon, like overall, they were able to introduce everything and complete everything. I don't think I was left wondering like what or where or why, you know.
Hmm.
So unlike the past gens for some, but in any case, Gen 4 and before were definitely uh good times, but I think the main reason why and I am part of this problem too, is just that people praise those the most is because a lot of it is nostalgia.
Hmm.
Um it's a part of it, right? But I'm not saying that's the only reason. It's just a good part of the praise is nostalgia. But they are still good games. Uh, since we're talking about Gen 4, I feel like I can just sometimes just imagine like the magic I had with Gen 4. Replaying the game over and over again, playing the way I wanted, not really caring about any other Pokemon besides my starter, trading Pokemon left and right between my brother and I's like save files on different like cartridges. Like, even though I love Gen 3 and it's my favorite, Gen 4 holds a place in my heart too. That's why it's a very close second. Uh, just because like there was so much magic involved with it. Because I mean, Diamond and Pearl, they were the first Nintendo DS game. So I mean, like the Nintendo DS has been out for like a year by that point,
Hmm.
and it was like, whoa, how are they gonna do dual screen? And I think they did a pretty good job. Uh, I mean, the sales speak for itself. Although I wouldn't really trust the sales for some because cough cough sword and shield, but that's a different matter.
I I feel like with the Diamond and Pearl games, like even if you look in the anime and see the manga too, I feel like it was really good. I think they really try to pull out everything this game. Even if you talk about even we can go to the Pokemon Diamond Pro anime. Theoretically speaking, I know we talked about this before. I think they try to pull everything in the series. Even with Ash winning against Paul, and then losing to Tobias, which we all hate. And then we argue about which form of Ash is better, being XY. I think at that point in time when it was DP, I think the writers were calling it like this will be peak Ash. this is where he stops. Like this is where he'll be the best, and then you'll see black and white. He goes down from that point.
Mhm.
Even with the games, I think DP could be called one of the best games at that time. I mean, we still call Emerald. You still call Emerald the best game, but I also think like DP or Platinum, you know, were the best games. Um, that has been released so far.
Right. Uh, well, let's start our usual breakdown. Um, difficulty. Let's just start with Rourke. So we're gonna go off Rourke's Platinum team. So in Platinum, what did he have? A Geodude? An Onyx? Like, did he have an Onyx?
I'm checking right now.
Okay. Because I know he has a Cranny Nose. That's an ace. That's like... That's what he was known for. I was just surprised with 3 Pokemon for the... for this guy, because... Well, no, Roxanne had 2.
I think he had about the first same as Brock, kind of, besides the last one.
Right, so he had an Onyx, a Geodude,
And
and
a Cranios.
and a Cranidos.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that Cranidos was actually tough, in a sense.
Was
But,
at that
like,
time, was he just Rock, right? No Steel? Was he Steel at all?
no,
Okay, so it's just Rock.
he's just Rock type.
Even when he
So,
evolved too, would he still stay Rock, or?
he was still Rock. Rampardos is still just purely Rock.
He looked Rock and Steel. Alright.
So, Rourke... Okay, so Geodude and Onyx aren't a problem. They've never been a problem for any... Just because at this point... let's see. Hiplup, Turtwig, no-brainer. And you probably have Monferno by this point, too. And actually, even if you don't, you can catch a Badoo as well. You can also catch a Psyduck in the cave.
Does a Monferno learn any, like, fighting type moves?
Mach Punch.
Mach Punch? Okay.
Yeah, that's the earliest one I could think of. And so, Rourke, it's just because of that Cranny Nose, just being a little more bulky. And plus he loses the 4 times weakness against water and grass because being a pure rock type. But even then, Rourke ain't that bad. I'd give him like a 4, just because Cranidos can be tough. Because that Cranidos is a bit of a hard hitter.
Yeah, definitely a 4. After you finished off Geodude and Onyx, the Kratos will probably be tanking most of the shots, and he's...
And plus, like, if you're... like I even mentioned, like, Badoo and, like, Psyduck, but, like, they're not exactly bulky Pokemon, so they can get destroyed. Let's see. Next is Gardenia. Okay. She's actually a tough one. Just because by this point, like, thinking about it, she's the first time a second gym leader has had a 3rd stage Pokemon on their team. Like, Misty has a fully evolved, but it's only 2 stages. But at Roserade, because what? Turtwig, Cherim? Roserade, and I forgot what the last one was.
There's only 3. Turtwig, Cherim, Roserade.
Oh, okay, yeah. Dude, that Roserade is tough. Especially with Magical Leaf. You can't even set up double teams.
Oh, yeah. Crap.
So...
And at this point, I think you'll have an Infernape. What do you call... Sorry, not Inferno. Monferno, and then what?
Monferno.
What, you have Starly?
You probably have Staravia by this point. But... just, like... for some reason, like... I don't know. If you don't have those Pokemon, like, you're in for a tough battle. That's also part poison type, so 4 times resistance to grass. Just think about it. Monferno. If you got Monferno, it would be much easier. Definitely much easier. If you chose Print Flip like me, oh, you're in for a ride. I chose Pip Flip, excuse me.
So I think the best chance if you don't have a Monferno, you'll probably need a Starly or something to destroy that guy off. So,
Yeah.
uh,
Even then with this, uh, even with like Astaravia, uh, just talking to the gym leader, like, excuse me, I lost my train of thought for a second. Uh, if you have Staravia, it'll make the battle easier for sure, but like don't underestimate it. I think, yeah, it can actually set up growth, and so like you know how like the AI is. So I think I saw it once do like, maybe I just didn't have good IVs or EVs, but it was it set up like 3 growths, and my star Ravia like didn't learn. I think I only learned like Gust or something. It wasn't even that good, and I had like the wrong like nature or something. It didn't do that much damage,
mm-hmm.
and it's slightly bulky too. I think that so. I mean, heck, Cynthia uses it on her team, but that's for later. Uh, yeah. So since I swept through her first 2 Pokemon, she had 2 super potions ready. So she set up. This was the stupidest cheese way I've ever lost. It was growth twice, super potion, growth 2 more times. Uh, no, growth 1 more time, and then super potion. And with that magical leaf, essentially 2-shot me. And I think it can crit. So if it crit, I was dead. So
Hmm. She also had a chance to
I
poison too.
yes, yeah, yeah.
So,
They just the poison is so bad too because like I mean it's poison. I don't remember if it was toxic or whatever, but in any case, yeah, I'm giving Gardenia a freaking 8, man.
8. Okay.
8.
Yep. I go a 7. I feel it depends honestly what I feel like what starter you picked out. I feel like if
Oh
you
yeah.
picked a start, you have Starly and Monferno at that time, right? And if you got speed, you'll be fine. But just say you didn't do that, right? You're gonna have a tough time because of that Rose Raid.
Oh yeah.
So,
All right. Next is okay. So I think yeah. By this point, Platinum differs from Diamond and Pearl, in which the order of you getting the gym badges is slightly mixed up. So, since we're going off of Platinum, um, actually now, let's go in the order that the badge shows up in the case.
mm-hmm.
So, in the badge case, the next gym leader is Maylene. So Maylene has Lucario as her ace, and a Machoke and a Meditite. Is that right?
Yep.
3 Pokemon? Those 3?
Yep. Those three.
Okay, perfect. I somehow remember that. Anyways, so Meditite, no problem. It's not that strong. Aerial Ace or something. Uh, Machoke, a little bit tough. Uh, but for the most part, you can take care of it. Now Lucario. If you're not careful, Lucario will be difficult. I mean, if you have Monferno, just like Flame Wheel or something, easy claps, right? But if Monferno isn't there, I'm trying to think what else can you use to counter. You can probably get your own fighting type, but Lucario is a fast Pokemon, and plus, Aura Sphere
Mm-hmm.
and Force Palm, that kind of stuff. But even then, Lucario isn't bad in it, so I'll give Maylene like 6.
6. Okay. Yeah, I get it. Same. If you don't have
Yeah.
an Inferno or Monferno at that time, it's pretty much screwed over.
Yeah. And honestly, I thought the the gym design was was pretty funny. It was a gym within an actual. It was a gym with an actual gym inside. Like it had the sandbags, and you had to knock all the tires out. I thought that was funny. Alright. Oh man, Crasher Wake. Oh, I hated his puzzle as a kid with all the stupid water and stuff.
Mm.
Man, I remember like the first time I did as a kid, I was running around like, how the heck do I do this? And then I accidentally did it. I was like, oh, so that's how you do it. But it took me like an hour as a child. That was stupid. But Crasher Wake has, I know his ace is a Floatzel. He has a Buizel. He has a Quagsire. Is that right?
They had a Quagsire and Gyarados, no Buizel.
And a Gyarados. Oh man. I mean, okay. Quagsire, you can get it. There's plenty of grass types you can get at this point. Uh, Gyarados, you can even if you don't have the perfect counter for Gyarados, just yeah, just switch into something that can like take a hit from Gyarados to get rid of the intimidate lowered attack.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, most people would have like a Shinx evolve into a Luxray or a Luxio or a Luxray by this point, so that's not much of an issue. Even then, you can just choose a water type, excuse me, a grass type to deal with it. And since Gyarados is relatively heavy, Grass Knot would do a decent amount of damage if you just think about it, because Grass Knot does more damage based on weight.
Yeah.
Um, Floatzel ain't that bad. It's just fast with Aqua Jet, but even that,
Mm.
it's Crash Awake ain't that difficult. So for me, Crash Awake's like
4.
a 4.
Yeah.
Actually, a 5, just because the Floatzel does no Ice Fang, so
Oh yeah.
you gotta watch out for it. I'll rate it a 5 just about.
Okay.
Number 5 or number 3 for Platinum. Fantina, Ghost type. So her team was Miss Magius as the ace, Haunter in a Ghastly?
Mm-hmm.
No,
Well,
in a
Haunter and
Duskull.
Duskull.
A Duskull, a Miss
Haunter.
Magius,
Yeah.
and a Haunter. Okay. Duskull and Haunter aren't really that much of an issue, but it's just that Miss Magius with the status effects, confusion, sleep. It was a pain to deal with, and I also learned Magical Leaf. Oh my god, what's up with that one? Stop learning Magical Leaf. I'll give Fantina like a 5. She isn't really that bad. Her Pokemon aren't that bulky, and
But she can stall you out with that Miss Magius,
she
though.
can stall you out. But I mean,
Which would be fine.
I didn't have that much of an issue with her, even like even as a kid. I mean, because I was like, oh, so that's how you. I figured, oh, you can just counter their sleep or whatever. So not that
Mm.
bad. Number 6 is Byron. Let's. I'm gonna be real. Byron wasn't that hard.
Yeah.
Steel type Steel type. Let's see. He had a Bronzor, a Bastrodon as his ace, a Steelix, and what am I missing?
Magneton.
Magneton.
Mm-hmm.
Earthquake, Earthquake, Earthquake,
Or
just some kind of
flamethrower,
ground
flamethrower,
or
flamethrower.
Flamethrower.
Even a fighting
Or
type move like focus.
yeah, fighting type
Yeah.
too. You know what? Just 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 to like expedite the process, the fact that you had to have surf to get there, just surf, surf, surf.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and even if you can't, even if your water type isn't that strong, just go to Iron Island and train, or just hatch the egg and get you can get a real loot off to Lucario. I'm sure by this point there's a lot of places you can grind on.
Mm-hmm.
So Byron,
2.
Much like his son, a 4. Um,
Four.
I'll give him a 4 just because like the Bastion is kind of bulky, and I mean like they some Pokemon do hit if you actually let them hit, but they're
Mm-hmm.
not that tough.
Okay.
Number 7, Candace. Okay, so her Diamond and Pearl team weren't that bad, but with Platinum, she now has a Frostlass as her ace instead of a Abomasnow. Uh, and the other two were what? Snorunt? No,
No, Sneasel and a Piloswine.
Sneeze and a Piloswine. Sneasel ain't that bad. Fire type and it's 4 times weak to fighting, and you'll probably have that Lucario or something. Um, Abomasnow, flamethrower, 4 times weak, and it's slow too. I think the real problem is that because Abomasnow sets up a hail because of its snow warning ability, the blizzard coming from Frostlass, and Frostlass is fast too. It will have 100% hit rate.
Mm-hmm.
So, and plus it's part Ghost type, so it eliminates that fighting type weakness. But you have a lot of options by this point. So Candace, she's probably the toughest Ice gym leader, beating out Bryson, Price, and Wolfric. Uh, I didn't struggle. I probably struggled the most against her, mostly because of that Frostlass. I've actually made a mistake, and I've actually lost my Empoleon in the fight by accident through bad freeze luck, and like I just wasn't paying attention, and somehow Aqua Jet didn't kill Piloswine, and it landed an Earthquake or a Mud Shot or a Mud Bomb on it. But in any case, Candace, what do you think? I'm giving Candace a
7.5.
I'll give it a 7. Yeah, that's fair. And our last gym leader, Volkner, the depressed dude, the dude that didn't want to battle anyone because everyone was too weak. Uh, Volkner, he had an Electivire, a Luxray. What were the other 3? I know he had 5.
Raichu, Jolteon,
Right, Jolteon, and a
Lan-
Magneton.
Lantern.
Was it Lantern?
I'm guessing. I think so.
Here, give me one moment. So in Diamond Pearl, he had a Raichu, Ambipom, Octillery, and Luxray. What the heck?
Wow.
But in Platinum, it's Jolteon, Raichu, Electivire, and Lux. So he only had 4. I thought he had more, but it's alright. So
What Earth
he had
tag would you
Lantern.
get?
He had Lantern in the rematch.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, Jolteon, Raichu, not that bad. Luxray is fast, that's scary, and Electivire hits like a truck. If you have a ground type, it's just an easy sweep. If you don't, just get a grass type or something. By this point, it's the 8th gym battle, and like there's so many options available to you. Heck, you could catch a Steelix. You just gotta watch out for uh, Luxray and Electivire. There's like coverage moves and Jolteon, but all in all, Volkner, I'd say he's about as hard as Candace, so 7.
7. Okay, I agree.
Okay, next is the Elite Four. Aaron, the Bug type. With in his Platinum team, it's Vespiquen, Yanmega, Scizor, Drapion,
Drapion.
and
Heracross.
Heracross.
Flamethrower.
Flamethrower, Aerial Ace Fly,
And Earthquake for the last guy.
Earthquake for Drapion. I think that's hilarious though how his ace isn't even a bug type.
Yeah. I mean, he looks like
ne-
yeah.
Yeah. So Aaron, like 3.
3, 2.
The only
That's
reason why you would lose to Aaron is because you need to train and you also get money. Did I
hmm
tell you? The way I actually grinded as a kid, because I wasn't struggling to beat Cynthia, because being under level for Cynthia was a mistake. The way I did it was they changed how you lose money in Gen 4, where instead of every time you lose, instead of losing half your money, you lose a set amount. By beating Aaron and losing to everyone afterwards, and losing to like the other Elite Four members, you still gain money. You don't lose money. Like I think you lose like maybe like 7,000, but Aaron gives you like 10,000 because he's an Elite Four member or whatever.
hmm
So that's how I and Elite Four at that point they give a lot of XP. But yeah, not that bad. Aaron's like a 3. Next is Bertha, and Bertha again I didn't find her that difficult. She had a She changed her ace in Diamond and Pearl to Platinum from Hippowdon to Rhyperior. And let's see, her team was Rhyperior the ace, Hippowdon the former ace, Whiscash, what were the other two?
Gliscor
Golem,
and Golem, yeah.
Glyce. Bro, Grass not the entire team. And then for Lyscore, just I don't know, Ice Fang or something. She's an ice move. You could ice beam her entire team as well. Like she isn't that hard. She's like a 2.
Yeah, 2.
I'd say she's easier than Aaron just because Aaron had like coverage with the Drapion.
hmm
Let's see. Next is Flint. Yes, Flint. Diamond and Pearl, the fire type Elite Four, had 2 fire types. But in Platinum, he had Flareon, Houndoom, Infernape, Magmortar, and a
Rapidash.
Rapidash. Surf.
Surf Earthquake.
Surf, Earthquake. Flint's a 3 because I think Magmortar has survived the surf for me and like landed like a thunderbolt and it did do quite a bit of damage.
hmm
Even then, it's not that bad. So,
Yeah, 3. Not too hard.
3. Not too hard. Number 4, Lucian. His ace changed from I think it was Bronzong to Gallade in Platinum. So Gallade, Bronzong. He had a Metacham, right?
hmm
Metacham.
Oh, fuck.
What else did he have? He had Mr. Mime? I think he had Mr. Mime.
Mr. Mime, yeah.
And the last one was a
Espeon in it, too.
Espeon, that's right. Lucian was probably the only Elite Four member that gave like a minor challenge. Just because they're like for me, like you could probably just surf through the entire team. Like just do neutral damage. They're not that bad. Lucian's probably like as the 4th, not just because he's the 4th one, just in terms of difficulty overall. Lucian is a solid 6. Just because his Pokemon just they can be a bit bulky. I mean,
I wouldn't even know what Pokemon I would use to counter his.
Dark type, your own, either Ghost type, Fire type for that Bronzong, Staraptor for that Blade. Honestly, just neutral damage would you'll be just fine with just that. So I give Lucian a 6.
6. I give him around 7, just because at that point in time, I don't think I'll have any like dark types or anything. I'll do neutral damage. I wouldn't have anything super effective though.
No, that's fair. That's fair. And now, Cynthia. So her team consists of a Spirit in Platinum, Spiritomb, Togekiss, Milotic, Roserade, Lucario, and her ace, Garchomp. So, Spiritomb, there is no Pokemon that does super effective damage against Spiritomb at this point. So you use neutral damage to kill Spiritomb. Togekiss is actually a bulky thing. So rock type move, ice type, like it's bulky. Roserade, we had this talk with about Gurkine.
Mm-hmm.
Roserade is tough, but you can take care of it. Milotic is actually uh, annoying because it sets up Aqua Ring, and if you don't do enough damage, it'll just keep passively healing.
Mm-hmm.
Lucario, same thing with Melee. You probably have something killed by this point. Just don't let any of her Pokemon set up.
Mm-hmm.
And finally,
Garchomp. Pseudo
Garchomp.
legendary bastard.
Dude, okay, so the way I actually beat Garchomp for when I replayed Platinum like last year,
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to use a Bombasnow. So what I did was I think I gave it a focus band or focus sash or something,
Mm-hmm.
and then I used Avalanche because Ice Shard didn't do enough. So the way Avalanche works, if you go second, it does twice as much damage.
Uh-huh.
So instead of doing like 50 or 60, it does 100 or 120, something like that. So that was how I was able to beat Garchomp. Because Garchomp is, Flamethrower, Earthquake, Dragon Rush, and Outrage, like... And Polion gets destroyed. Torterra gets destroyed. Infernape gets destroyed. Like, it's a pseudo weapon. It's tough. I give Cynthia a freaking 9.
Yeah, I remember when I was trying to fight her, I would do the thing where I spent all my money to buy like potions and stuff. Don't use them, right? And level up and fight her just to level up my Pokemon, and then just fight her again when I'm at relatively the same level.
That's hilarious. The reason why I'm giving her 10, even though I'm hyping her up so much, is I believe that there is one more champion that's harder than her later on, but we'll talk about that later on.
So overall, what do you? The region itself, game Elite Four. What do you think?
Let's rate the Elite Four, dude. Because Cynthia's the only reason. Because like, if you do the math, Cynthia's the one that's like bringing the average. Because we gave what, a 4, a 3, a 3, 6, and a 9. Like, because like the rest of the Elite Four is easy, and Cynthia's own, it's like a 5.
Mm-hmm.
Sinnoh League, it's only like out of 5 because of Cynthia. Like, with it being a 9. But the overall, including Cynthia, the Sinnoh League ain't that bad. It's really not that hard.
Mm-hmm.
The region as a whole, I'd say, like, in just terms of enjoyment, honestly, yeah, I'll give it a 9.
Give a 9? Okay.
Is
that higher than you rate Emerald, or about the same?
I think it's the same.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I gave Emerald a 9 as well.
Okay.
It's just like I'm giving a 9 as a range. It's just Emerald's just higher for me. But I did actually like I said before, I did enjoy like Sinnoh a lot. So what about you?
Same here. 9. It's
9.
It's like almost that perfect game. And this will be including, probably Platinum too. It's like, it's almost like the perfect game that you'll have. There's some minor things, but I mean.
Oh yeah. And I mean, I don't. There's always going to be minor stuff like that. I won't give any of the Pokemon game. I won't. And I think that's all right.
It's alright with me too.
But yeah, Sinnoh, really fun. Let's see. Oh, did you ever end up doing the Battle Frontier?
I don't remember. I think I did, but that was so long ago. Do you remember anything about it?
So we had the Battle Factory Brain, Thornton, the guy with the phone. We have Battle Arcade star Dahlia. We had Battle Main Caitlyn, which is the same Caitlyn who's in Unova. Well, it's not really Caitlyn. It's the other guy, her like attendant or whatever. And then I forgot that other lady, but she ran one of the other ones, and I know Tower Tycoon Palmer, aka Barry's dad, rival's dad. Um, Overall, I didn't enjoy that one as much as I did the Emerald one. I mean, it was still fun, but I mean, it was all right, I guess. Um, Although what was cool was those trainers, those special NPCs that like they look different from the rest.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, like for example, the first one I think is like Cheryl
Yeah.
from the Eternal Forest.
Mm-hmm.
There's her, there's Marley, there's Buck, there's Riley, there's I forgot the little girl's name.
Maria, yeah.
Oh, Maria. Is that her name?
Bro, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So it's like you have all of those. So and you get the fight against them for fight along them. No, I thought that was cool. It was like special NPCs, like
Mm-hmm.
they had unique character designs. Um, I do like the post game area, like Stark Mountain and all that. So that was cool, and all the like events. Oh, I just hate that there's locked behind mystery gift, but that's just the way it is. Uh, let's see. Regigigas was cool. In the Snow Point Temple. Uh, Manaphy, you had to get through Pokemon Ranger. Darkrai event was cool. You pass out and you wake up, and like no one see you for weeks after you beat Darkrai or you catch it. Uh, Shaman, you just like run on that stupid like field for like what feels like an eternity. And then I mean, yeah. I think the only thing though that's always been annoying for me is the roaming legendaries. It's like, oh my god, stop.
Mm-hmm. And on the other trainers part, where you fight, Riley, it's looking at his Pokemon, he was strong as hell.
What was this team?
Lucario, Salamence, Metagross, Ursaring, and Absol.